Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I am following a sketch from Page Maps. This is from their January 2021 sketches, and you can see it'll pop up in the corner here in a few minutes, but I decided to use an Amy Tangerine Brave and Bold page and a nice solid pink. So with this, I am first gutting the inside of my patterned paper. I am getting toward the end of the Brave and Bold collection of what I have, so I'm trying to conserve it a little bit. So I cut an 1.5 inch border all the way around, and then I cut a 10-inch square with the pink paper. So I think that gives a good solid patterned paper border and allows me, plenty of space to work in the middle as well. So the way I try to do this, I am not exactly sure why I'm constantly messing this up, but I'm using washi tape and I'm trying to measure it all out and lay it all out on my mat, but for whatever reason, I always get it wrong. It's a lot easier for me to just eyeball it. I'm much more likely to get it accurate than, quickly trying to measure things down. And you know what? If it is not 100% perfect, that's okay. I think it ends up looking pretty good, so that's what's important. In my photo here, this is a picture from our trip to Peru. This was on our very last day there. We went to the San Pedro market in Cusco, and we got some churros. These were the first churros we got on the trip, and I had read so much about them, so I was very excited about it. And then also inside the market, we did quite a bit, so there's a lot of journaling on this page. Now, I like what I have so far, but I know I need some more. And I'm flipping through my Sparkle City journaling pad, and I come across this journaling page that has these three cups, soda cups, I guess. And I am always saying that there's never enough, food themed just stuff in scrapbooking. At least I don't have it. So I was like, oh, this will be the perfect page to use these little cups on. Now, we don't have any drinks in the picture, but also while we're at the San Pedro market and we get the churros, we got fruit smoothies. It was awesome. So it goes all together with my journaling. So I think that the little cups are appropriate. Now the page that they're on, that was way too big. That wasn't going to work for me. So I just fussy cut out the 3 little cups, and they all have little journaling lines on them. So they are just, set to be a little journaling box. So that's what my journaling box is going to be. It's the 3 little cups. Now I want, as per the sketch, I want it to be underneath some kind of other pattern paper. And I ultimately decide to use one from Paige Evans' Horizon. And this has like little plus signs in a variety of colors and some that are gold foiled as well. And I just think it goes nicely with this. It works well with the Sparkle City colors, and I just like it. So I cut about 1.5 inches off of the 6x8 page just to, get it to fit a little more nicely on my layout. And I want it to go all the way over to the edge because I think that helps to diminish any competition between the 2 pattern papers. Now it is very white, so I ink it up with my Distress Oxide. This is in Tumbled Glass. I think that's a very nice, like soft blue or sky blue. That I think goes well with the colors in the little journaling cups there. And this little piece that I'm putting on, I'm inking it up also with the Tumbled Glass. This is from one of Amy Tangerine's Brave and Bold pieces of paper, and it was the branding strip. And I just found it in my scrap bin, and I thought it was perfect to create just kind of a shelf to hold up like the rest of my layout. I think it kind of draws your eye up, and it gives just a little more something down at the bottom so it doesn't look so bland. Now I have this Amy Tangerine watercolor set. It was her first one. I know she has one for Brave and Bold, but I did not get that one as the original one. And I decided to just use it for some splatters. I get the little watercolor pen wet in the light bluish color and splatter a bit. And I think that kind of works nicely on the page. It also goes with the sketch, as you can see up there in the top corner. And I will bring it back out to do some splatters up there at the top as well. So now I'm writing my journaling. I talk a bit about our churros. First of all, there were 3 kinds, so we got 3 kinds. We got regular ones, which were little, and we got a chocolate-filled one and a dulce de leche-filled one. And then my husband and I split, all of them. And my favorite was the dulce de leche. It was fantastic, although they were all good. And then inside the market, like I said, we got fruit, we got a large piece of chocolate bread, we got dried fruit, we got chocolate, and then finally our last purchase were fruit smoothies, like real fruit smoothies, which seem to be so hard to come by, where I'm from. It's all, powders and syrups and stuff. Nothing's actually real fruit anymore, it seems. So this was really quite the treat. Although the smoothies were not cold. They were room temperature. So that was a little bit different, but still quite tasty. I enjoyed it. Now I popped my journaling box up on some foam. I use some craft foam here, and then I also use my foam tape. And then finally, I use my foam squares. Obviously, these little fussy cuts have kind of an unusual shape, so they need some different kinds of foam to keep them all up there. And I like that I popped this up on foam because it just adds some dimension to my layout, and it differentiates the journaling area and the photo and what will be, the title coming up soon, and I think it just works well. It does overlap my photo a little bit, but I kind of like how that works out. So now the title's supposed to be on the right according to the sketch, but I put it on the left. I use some thickers to spell out San Pedro, and then I use some Heidi Swapp stamps to write out the word market. And I won't make you watch me do all that because it ends up taking quite a bit of time, and, that's not the most interesting thing that's going on. But I use these kind of funky pink sparkly thickers. They're all a little bit different sizes and shapes, but I think it works out, and I really like the kind of tone-on-tone that I come up with. And then the the stamping, you can't really see it very well, but I've got a background, kind of like a shadow of picked raspberry with the tumbled glass on top, and I think it stands out pretty well. So now I'm trying to build little clusters and do some embellishing. I have one very full box of ephemera here that I'm picking through. I want to make a little cluster down toward the bottom, and then I also want to do something underneath the photo as the sketch indicates. I am not going to do anything in the top right corner, the top left corner as the sketch indicates, because I ended up putting my title there. I needed a little bit more space for it, so that's what worked out. Now I have this little, frame you could call it. It's something I punched out a while ago. So I decided to kind of cut it up a little bit and put half down here on the bottom, half at the top. It is a gold foiled vellum, so I think it looks really pretty, matches the gold foil, and just adds a little something underneath the photo. A little bit more interest. Now, since it's vellum, I don't use any adhesive underneath it. I only use the adhesive where it tucks under the pictures or the journaling box or whatever. So it does have a little dimension in that way. I did that because I don't want the adhesive to show through, which it definitely would have if I had put it underneath there. So now I've found a few little pieces to make a small cluster. I have a little blue rainbow, a camera cut out from Obed Marshall's Buenos Dias collection. He had a whole page of cameras. And finally, I decide on this sparkly kind of purple heart. It came from one of Amy Tangerine's previous collections. I want to say Picnic in the Park. Now I'm getting close to finishing up my layout, but I want to add, some kind of sticker or something. So I find my little sticker flowers, and these are sparkly pink little flowers, and I add 3 of them just around the title and the journaling box. And now I decide that I need a few more things on here. I try some really old rub-ons, but as I'm peeling them apart, they just totally disintegrate. And that's not surprising because they are like literally 20 years old, but it happens. So I toss those, do a few more splatters up there at the top, and then I decide to finish it all off with a sparkly jelly roll border. Very subtle, but I think it adds a nice touch. So that right there will finish up my layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.